Hi everyone, and this part of my journey is called part 1.5. I fully forgot to add it, and it happened right after I got Cuba. Not even when we started doing big shows, and it's one of my favourite riding experiences ever. At this point, Cuba and I were still new together. We've only been to a couple of small ag shows and a few local ranch clinics, nothing big at all. But when we saw that Nationals 2024 was coming up, we made our decision to just go. Take the chance. No huge expectations, just experience. After a 6-hour drive, we finally arrived and settled in. Before anything had even started, we had our first big ride in the arena, and that's when it really hit me, how different big shows really feel. The size, the atmosphere, the energy, it was so exciting and also overwhelming. The first day was trail patterns, and that ended up being my favourite part of the whole show. So I want to share some of those moments that stood out to me. In our first patterns, it was the log, and his striding and timing. Cuba was so honest and careful, and he really thought about where he put his feet. In the second pattern, it was the gate, something that tests communication, patience and control. In the last pattern, it was the bridge. Walking onto it felt like such a trusted moment between him and me, especially in such a big environment. I'd never been in a position like this before. What I didn't realise at the time was how exhausting big shows can be. I'd signed up for intermediate horse, intermediate rider and intermediate youth, which meant we were doing 3 of every pattern. And trust me, Cuba let me know when he was tired. He did kick, and when he'd had enough, we listened. We scratched from patterns when we needed to make sure he was all well rested for the next day, and saving his energy for the patterns that mattered most, the intermediate youth. Looking back now, all those videos really show how much I've grown. You can see the kicking and my older habits in riding, how I tense up during those patterns, but you can also see the progress. Cuba's head level is improving, and his movement is getting softer. And me learning to relax and ride instead of feel more with my nerves. We have improved so much, where his head sits and where his body moves. Then came the awards. I stood honestly not knowing what was about to happen. I wasn't expecting anything. We were just proud we survived our first nationals together. Then my name was called. I became National Intermediate Youth Australian Champion. I didn't even register at first. I had no idea what I just achieved, but looking back now, I know it wasn't luck. It was the preparation, thoughtful choices, and the well-written patterns that we put together. Not just the random ones with the kids, but the patterns that really mattered. They had paid off, and that moment changed everything for him and me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for part 4, where I'll mention about 2025 Nationals and what is yet to come. Thank you.